friends. I hope everyone's doing well. I thought we could read a book together today. Some of you are going to remember this book, and some of you haven't read it before. So let's read it together. This is called The Great Blueness, and it's by someone named Arnold Lobel. He's the author, he wrote the words, and he's also the illustrator. And you know that that means he drew the pictures. So let's begin. Long ago, there were no colors in the world at all. Everything was black and white, and what was not black and white was gray. It was a time called the Great Grayness. Every morning, the wizard, there he is. Every morning, the wizard, who lived during the time of the Great Grayness, would open his window to look out at the wide land. Something is very wrong with the world, he would say. It is hard to tell when the rainy days stop and the sunny days begin. The wizard would often go down the stairs to his dark gray cellar. There, just to amuse himself and to forget about the drab world outside, he would mix wonderful magic potions and spells. One day, while the wizard was mixing and stirring a little bit of this and a little bit of that, he saw something strange in the bottom of his pot. He said, what good-looking stuff I have made. I will make some more right away. What is it? Asked the neighbors when they saw the wizard painting his house. A color, said the wizard. I call it blue. Please, cried the neighbors, give us some. Of course, he said, and he did. And that was how the Great Blueness came to be. After a short time, everything in the world was blue. Trees were blue, bees were blue, wheels and evening meals were blue. The wizard would pedal out on his blue bicycle to look at the wide blue world. He would say, what a perfect day we are having. And right up here is the wizard on his blue bicycle. But all the blueness was not so perfect. After a long time, all that blue made everyone sad. Children played no games. They sulked in their blue backyards. Mothers and fathers sat at home and stared gloomily at the blue pictures on the walls of their blue living rooms. This blueness is too depressing, said the neighbors to the wizard, who was unhappier than anyone. Nobody laughs anymore, he said. Even I myself have not smiled for days. I must do something, said the wizard, as he slouched down the stairs to his dark blue cellar. There he began to mix and stir a little of this and a little of that. Soon he saw something new in the bottom of his pot. Here is happier stuff, said the wizard. I will make some more right away. What is that? Asked the neighbors when they saw the wizard painting his fence. I am calling it yellow, said the wizard. May we have some? Begged the neighbors. You may, replied the wizard. And that was how the Great Yellowness came to be. After a short time, everything in the world was yellow. There was not a fly speck of blue to be seen anywhere. Pigs were yellow, wigs were yellow, stairs and dentist chairs were yellow. The wizard would gallop out on his yellow horse to see the wide yellow world. He would say, "What a fine day we are having." But the yellowness was not so fine. After a long time, all that yellow began to hurt everyone's eyes. People walked about bumping and thumping into each other. They were squinting and could not see where they were going. "This yellowness is too bright and blinding," said the neighbors. "You don't have to tell me," said the wizard, who had a cold towel on his head. "Everyone has a headache, and so do I." So the wizard stumbled down the stairs to his dark yellow cellar. There he began to mix and stir a little of this and a little of that. Soon he saw something different in the bottom of his pot. "This is handsome stuff," declared the wizard. "I will make some more right away." There he is. "What do you call that?" asked the neighbors when they saw the wizard painting his flowers. "Red," replied the wizard. "We would like some too," pleaded the neighbors. "Right away," said the wizard. And that was how the great redness came to be. After a short time, everything in the world was red. Mountains were red, fountains were red, Limburger cheese and afternoon teas were red. The wizard would sail out in his red boat to look at the wide red world. He would say, "What a glorious day we are having." But the redness was not so glorious. After a long time, all that red put everyone into a very bad temper. Children spent their days fighting and punching each other, while mothers and fathers argued loudly. A furious crowd of neighbors marched to the wizard's house. "This awful redness is all your fault," they shouted. Then they threw stones at the wizard, who jumped up and down and gnashed his teeth because he was in such a terrible temper himself. The wizard stormed down the stairs to his dark red cellar, and there he mixed and stirred and mixed for many days. He used all the magic he could think of to find a new color, but all that he made was more and more red, more and more blue, and more yellow. The wizard worked until all of his pots were filled to the top. The pots became so full that they soon overflowed. The blue and the yellow and the red all began to mix together. It was a terrible mess, but when the wizard saw what was happening, he exclaimed, "That is the answer!" and he joyfully danced around his cellar. The wizard mixed the red with the blue and found a new color. The wizard mixed the blue with the yellow and found a new color. The wizard mixed the yellow with the red and found a new color. "Hooray!" he shouted, and he mixed the red and the yellow and the blue in all different kinds of ways. "Look at these beautiful things I have made," said the wizard when he was finished. "What are they?" asked the neighbors. "I call them purple and green and orange and brown," said the wizard. "They are a sight for sore eyes," cried the neighbors. "But which ones shall we choose this time?" "You must take them all," said the wizard. The people did take all the colors the wizard had made. After a short time, they found a place for all of them. And after a long time, when the wizard opened his window, he would look out and say, "What a perfectly fine and glorious day we are having." The neighbors brought the wizard gifts of red apples and green leaves and yellow bananas and purple grapes and blue flowers. At last the world was too beautiful ever to be changed again. The end. I hope you enjoyed our Great Blueness story. And if you want to do some color work of your own, I want to remind you of our classroom color scavenger hunt. Here's a list of all the colors you can look for. And if your mom and dad say it's okay, you can go look around your house or maybe outside in your yard and find things that are each of these colors, even clear. Have a good time. I miss you. Bye.